Right everybody, let's have a quick look at Bitcoin, and we'll just focus on Bitcoin itself. So here we are looking at Bitcoin on the weekly chart, and it's not looking great, and I'll show you why. So obviously we've had a big weekly candle close. We're about to close this candle tonight, so it's not over yet. The whole thing could reverse, but you know, I think it's quite unlikely, so let's not expect a great deal for that. Also, the monthly is also about to close in a couple of days, and the monthly is looking pretty bearish as well. We have had a huge monthly candle close like this, and if this stays like this way, it'll be the first time that in a supposed bull market, which, you know, I still believe we are in a bull market, but, you know, it'll be the first time in a bull market that we've had a red candle close of this nature in a third month in a row. That's only ever happened in a bear market. Just a bit of a anecdote, really. It doesn't necessarily mean anything, it's just anecdotal, but like I say, 3 months in a row, candle close was red. It would be a record-breaking situation for Bitcoin. It's never happened before. So it could mean more continuation to the down. We'll wait and see. But I'll tell you, this is my thoughts on it. Okay, so we're looking at it on the weekly chart. Okay, so we never really look at it on the weekly chart. Weekly chart, MACD looks. Look, I mean, you know, we're still in bullish territory. Let's face it. I mean, it's still in bullish territory, but it's a bearish posture. Same with the RSI, very bearish. So those two look bearish. However, they do have the ability to switch around because they are in pretty bullish territory anyway. It's not the worst setup, even though it doesn't look good at all. Excuse me, we're bouncing here on this. Well, it's like we're not bouncing. We're being supported on this little blue box territory here, which is anywhere from 8,000 to 7,650. If that breaks down, which also coincides with the bottom of the Bollinger Band here, which we're getting ever closer to. If that breaks down, then we're going to be into essentially no man's land again. To come down to test this level here, which is where the green symbol, the purple 50 symbol is, but it's also the top of the Ichimoku cloud, which is red. And because we're above it, it's not the worst thing in the world. But you know, if we carry on with this posture and it sinks much further down before a bounce, which I do expect to find a bounce around this level, which is 6,600 or thereabouts, 6,500, 6,600 is where I would expect to see a decent bounce, rather than just these little wicks here, there and everywhere. But it depends on how far we go into this area and test it. But I would expect that this might be a good area to call a bottom, because, well, generally it should be a relatively strong support. Historically, there's not really a great deal at that level. I mean, we've got these areas here where it sort of was stuck under, and we couldn't break above this area when we were in our previous bear market. But other than that, you know, we're kind of waiting to see if it can hold its current area, which I do not believe it will, and I'll show you a few reasons why. If we go on the 12-hourly chart, we see that there's been a death cross on the 50 exponential over the 200 exponential. That's not a good sign. I would expect continuation from that. We've also had our cross of the Ichimoku conversion and baseline on this level here, and to be honest with you, that looks like it has played out ever so slightly. But like I say, everything suggests that there's more to come. Looks like a bit of a bullish divergence, so we might be hanging around at this area for a little longer before we find that inevitable plummet down into the lower 7,000 area, or even lower than that. But it's not a good setup in general. And we go to the daily chart finally, just to wrap this one up. The daily chart, and we've got and now we're looking getting steeper here on the 200 EMA, which is going to be a bad thing, because it's certainly become a resistance for us here. We rejected from it the first time. We've not got close to it, and you could also argue the fact that we've now being rejected from the 200 simple, which is a really bad sign. Again, we had our cross here that this is where we sort of decided we were going to make a lot of money on the short here, because we had the cross on the Ichimoku cloud, the conversion, the baseline, and we were underneath all these resistances. So it still looks very bearish to me. And the daily, look at that RSI, it's really low. Just because it's low doesn't mean it can't go any lower. Again, what I do think is that we're probably likely to hang around in this area for a little bit of time, not a great deal, but a little bit of time, bouncing around these areas here, anywhere as much as, I'll be very surprised if he gets up to this area again, 8,600, 8,700, but you know, it's a possibility if he got up to there, but it would certainly, I would imagine, be rejected from there. So it's more likely to get rejected from this area of 8,400, to be honest with you. and back into these blue box territories. So we've got about an $800 range of trading within, and I would probably say it's not that I'm a financial advisor, it's not financial advice, but it's probably it would be more of a sensible thing to do to wait to see if it makes gains and then probably short it when it does, rather than hope that it goes one way or another at any blind level. So yeah, Bitcoin looking bearish on pretty much every single indicator. I would expect perhaps maybe, like I say, sideways action for the moment, but an inevitable plummet to make more recent lows, breaking into that 7,000 and perhaps lower over time. Anyway, I hope you had a nice day, and take it easy. Thanks for watching.